we can heal others by healing ourselves. That's how connected we are. Allow me to remind you about the Doctor Who Lin story and how he healed an entire section of a hospital by working on himself. He never saw them in a professional setting, never saw his clients in a professional setting, but somehow within a short period of time, he was able to heal them and release them from the hospital, all because he worked on himself. That story helped me understand that we are so much more connected than we can understand. And people show up in your lives for various reasons, but at the core of all of it, we're almost guiding ourselves home. Right? You're showing up in my life, I'm showing up in your life in hopes that we can clear up our own junk so we can finally make our way back home. We can empty ourselves of this illusion and move home. So people will show up in your life with problems, and you're with this new information that you have, you're going to be eager to want to help them. But understand they're only showing up and telling you what they're telling you because there's something in you that needs to be cleaned up. Does that make sense? So if you take that perspective and you say, all right, this person's coming into my life and they have all these problems, what is in me that attracted this person or attracted this perceived problem? And when you clean up from that point of view, then everyone around you in your life will get what they need. Because on some level, and perhaps this isn't appropriate for an introductory course, but I'm going to talk about just a little bit. But on some level, what we perceive as their problem is only a projection that we've placed onto them. When I first found my Ho'oponopono practice, I was met with an interesting challenge, right? This was definitely a way that Creator was showing me on how to apply my new Ho'oponopono practice. My stepson, who at the time was probably 8 or 9 years old, was coming home from a new school he attended with negative reports from the teacher. And it seemed like every other day we were getting another report of him not paying attention, disturbing other students, and which was, in my opinion, out of character for him because that wasn't the things that were being displayed in the household. So I was confused. So I did what I thought was the right thing to do. And I talked to him. I had conversation with him. He promised me things would change and they didn't. And eventually over time, it escalated to taking, things away from him. And I have to tell you, at that time, my frustration level was high. But then I was reminded that I have this new Ho'oponopono practice, and I can look at this from a different perspective. And I was reminded that there's really nothing to do in this world but to clean, because it's all perception, right? If you clean, everything will work. Things will work out the way they will. If you clean, the right ideas will come through that you can take actions on. If you stay in this pissed off, upset, frustrated, sad, jealous, whatever negative state you're in, then you're stuck in a small mind. You're not really available for creative thinking. So I applied my Ho'oponopono practice and I started cleaning. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. And I did this for about 2 weeks. Now in those 2 weeks, I think I was still receiving notes from the teacher of him misbehaving. But again, this time, as triggered as I was, and I really wanted to respond to it in my old way, I cleaned on it instead. Maybe a week or so went by, and we receive a letter from the teacher saying, we don't know what's going on in the household, but we have to say that Neville has changed his ways 180 degrees. Not only is he attentive, but he's helping other students. And it was just a real positive review of Neville at that point. And he says, and we see something in him and we want to see if if he's a good fit for some of these advanced classes. So talk about a major shift in the storyline, right? So I was very curious. I wanted to know how this worked. Why did just simply saying, thank you, I love you, please forgive me, I'm sorry, work in such a profound way? So I cleaned on that idea. I claimed, Creator, I want to know a deeper understanding of this Ho'oponopono practice. Please show me. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Right. So I'm sort of putting it out there and then I'm letting it go. And Creator showed me why this worked through a memory. And it was a memory of when I was around Neville's age, 7, 8, maybe 9 years old. And I was attending school. And there was a specific day where the teacher asked me if I'd done my homework. Knowing I didn't, I said, yes, teacher, I did it. And I spent the whole class looking for this homework that never existed. So you can imagine how I was feeling while I was looking for this homework that didn't exist, knowing what the consequences would be afterwards. So that memory stuck with me for a long time. When I was Neville's age, I didn't feel smart. I didn't feel worthy. And I can see now how I projected all of that onto him. So when I was angry, I wasn't angry at him because he misbehaved at school. I was angry because it reminded me of some weak point in my life, some trigger, some trauma that I felt. And it wasn't until I went inside of me and did the inner work where that presented itself and showed me. So that experience changed not only the way I deal and I interacted with Neville, but with everyone, because it's not them, and we must understand that. It is a piece of us. So when we clean that piece of us, whatever cord we have attached ourselves with that person, that will work itself out, and they're going to get exactly what they need. It's an amazing practice, isn't it? So I would encourage you, if you find value in this course and you want to continue understanding Ho'oponopono on a much deeper level, I encourage you to take the Zero Limits course. I'll have the link or some sort of description in this course somewhere. I'd highly recommend taking the course. No risk. It's 60 days. I think they give you your money back, and it's like $38. It's worth every penny. So thank you for this time, and we'll see you in the next section.